Hello folks. Today we're going to talk about multiplying matrices. We've done it before. We did it in geometry, um, but we're going to review it here, go through some examples, make sure everybody understands what we're doing here. Okay. Now the first thing we got to deal with is the sizes. Okay, the sizes. Again, we're rows by columns. So hopefully this makes sense. This matrix here is 2 by 2. And this matrix here is 2 by 2. Now, recall from geometry. Now, or actually yesterday, we talked about adding matrices. They have to be the exact same size to add. Now, these happen to be the exact same size, but that doesn't need to be the case to multiply. In fact, in most cases, it's not correct. Remember, if we write out the sizes, the two inside numbers have to match in order for this to work. Okay? The two inside numbers have to match in order for this to work. The two outside numbers will be the size matrix that you end up with. Okay, so in this case, the 2's match on the inside, and we're going to end up with a 2 by 2. Okay, now if you recall, we multiply down the row, or across the row and down the column. Okay, and we multiply pieces in succession. So I'm going to multiply -3 times 1 and get -3, and I'm going to add that to, now I go to the next number, 3 times -3, well that's -9. Okay, and that's going to be my first unit, because if I number these, okay, because I'm going across the rows, if I go 1, 2, and 1, 2 on the columns, this is first row, first column, so it's going to give me my first place in the matrix. Okay, let's go ahead and go first row, second column. Well, that means I'm going to be first row, so this is first row, first column, first row, second column out here. Okay, and do the same thing. We'll do it in a new color here. So the first number times the first number in the row times first number in the column. Well, that's -15. And now I move down across the row and down the column. 3 times -2 is -6. Okay, first row, second column. Now I've got to do it all again with the second row. Okay, 1 times 1 is 1. I'm in the second row, first column. And now -2 times -3. That's a +6. Okay, and now last one, I'll do it in blue here so we can kind of keep things straight. Cross the row again, so 1 times 5 is 5. And -2 times -2 is a +4. Okay, so here's my general matrix here. Now I just have to simplify. So I get -12, -21, 7, and 9. And notice I ended up with a 2 by 2, just like I thought I would. Okay, now let's do some where the sizes are a little more goofy. Okay, well this is a 3 by 2. And this one here is a 2 by 2. So if we look at this, it is possible to multiply these, because my 2's are the same, and I'm going to end up with a 3 by 2 when I'm done, if I've done things correctly. Okay, I'm going to number these again just so I know, so you can see what we're doing. Okay, go across the row and down the column. So that's -12, and this is first row, first column. Okay, and now 3 times 1 is 3. Now hopefully it's making sense why these inside numbers have to match, so that every number in each row matches up with a number going down the column. Okay, well now let's do first row, second column. Okay, 4 times 0 is 0, and 3 times -2 across the row, down the column, is -6. Okay, well now I move to the second row, and we'll go down the first column. -1 times 3 is 3, plus Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Okay? Now second row, second column. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. Negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. And away we go. Okay? Now I'm going to go third row, first column. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. 0 times 1 is 0. Okay? Now, third row, second column. 2 times 0 is 0. Plus 0 times negative 2 is 0. And here's my matrix in general. Okay? And now I just go through and add things up. So I've got negative 9, negative 6, 1, 4, negative 6, 0. And notice I ended up with a 3 by 2, just like I should. Okay? Let's move on. Got more examples to do here. Multiply matrices. Okay? Again, here we go. Here we go. So sizes, this is a 2 by 2. This is a 1 by 2. So, if I look at my inside numbers, they don't match. This is not possible. Not possible, because look, if I go across this row and down the column, there's nothing for that 3 to multiply to. Okay, and we can't just put zeros there because that changes the size of the matrix, so it is not possible to multiply those. Okay, let's take a look at this. These are the exact same size, so we should be okay. 3 by 2 and a 3 by 2. Okay? There's your problem. The inside numbers don't match. Okay, because again, I go across the row, down the column, there's nothing for this 4 to be multiplied by. And we can't just add a row because that changes the size. So not possible again. Okay? Good. We're in good shape. All right. Ooh, here's one. Let's try this. Let's go sizes first. We've got a 2 by 4 and a 4 by 1. Okay. Well, the inside numbers match up. That's a 4, and I should end up with a 2 by 1 when I am done. Okay. Well, let's give it a whirl. Cross the row. 3 and down the column. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3 plus 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 times negative 2 is negative 2 plus 5 times 0 is 0. Notice I added everything up once I got all the way across the row and down the column. So this time I have 4 numbers. Okay, so that was first row, first column. Now let's go second row, first column. So 1 times 1 is 1 plus negative 2 times 3 is negative 6 plus negative 3 times negative 2 is a positive 6 plus negative 2 times 0 is 0. Here's my general matrix. Now I just add things up. So in here we're going to have 4 and then 1. And that's my answer. Notice I got a 2 by 1. Just like I knew I would. And that's kind of a nice way to check your answer. At least you know you got the size right. Okay? I believe that's all my examples. That is. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that rings a bell. And hopefully you understand what's going on. If not, watch it again. And we'll try and do as many of these in class as we can when you get here. We'll see you then.